Oh boy, we've got ourselves another movie tailor-made for a discount DVD bin from the early 2000s being released in the age of streaming. Saturday Night is a day-in-the-life biopic where the central question is, will the debut SNL show flop? If you're like me, then your first thought is, wait, really? Isn't that kind of a stupid premise? We know it was a hit. The show was a hit for a very long time and truly didn't go to shit until, well, I suppose it's a little hard to say. Certainly it's pretty lame now, but I digress. Is Saturday Night worth seeing on the big screen? No, absolutely not. Save your money. But, if you could get it on the cheap from a JB Hi-Fi, that's an Australian reference, then sweet as mate. Saturday Night follows Lorne Michaels and his rough and tumble comedy outcasts as they prepare in the final 90 minutes before go live on the premiere episode. Lorne must wrestle with the big egos of men like Chevy Chase and John Belushi, the chaos and disorder of acerbic, pot-smoking writers, pressure from studio execs, and all while trying to keep a grip on his own nerves. Will this counterculture show succeed? I mean, seriously? I'm sorry, I'm going to be such a jerk here, but look, Jason Reitman, were you dropped on your head as a kid? There's no drama in this story, even when you try hard to make it dramatic, because we know SNL was a hit. What if Belushi, the John Belushi, leaves the show before it airs? Except he didn't. He's literally famous for being on SNL and the movie career it made possible for him. So why are we acting like he might not do it? Okay, shut up, Mr. Aussie Critic. Try this one on instead. What if the corporate suits don't allow the episode to go to air at all? Huh? What about that? Pretty dramatic stuff. But that didn't happen, Jason Reitman. Are all Nepo babies as stupid as you? It's astonishing that this film tries to get you to care about stuff you know didn't happen. Now, I have this issue with all biopics, so just know that I think in general that the genre is a silly one. Nevertheless, there are some good things to talk about with Saturday Night. First and foremost is that a lot of great young actors are all on the screen together. Nicholas Braun from Succession, Gabrielle LaBelle from The Fabelmans, Cooper Hoffman from Licorice Pizza, Rachel Sennott from innumerable films of late, Dylan O'Brien from Maze Runner, and I could go on, but you get the picture. It's a lot of fun to see a host of character actors working together as a host of eccentric characters. Saturday Night was, in many ways, on the acting front, the indie equivalent to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, as you'll see all of these actors in bigger roles over the next 5 to 10 years because they are the future, broadly speaking. Now, is Reitman's direction any good? Well, it's exactly what you kind of expect of these high-octane, fly-on-the-wall biopics with long, steady-cam shots and a jittery, ever-zooming camera. So par for the course. What about the script, though? Is the script any good? Well, previous points aside, it's exactly what you kind of expect of these high-octane, fly-on-the-wall biopics with a half a dozen characters all talking over one another and constant chaos. Do we have stuffy suits railing against the free-thinking creatives? Are the religious right getting in the way of the acerbic black comedians? Are there innumerable references to iconic moments and future events which only die-hard fans of SNL will even notice? Of course! It's so silly when you break the thing down because it isn't made with any spark of creativity. It's just member berries for those who really like sketch comedy. Have you seen the Aaron Sorkin show Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip? Have you seen A Futile and Stupid Gesture? Have you watched a couple famous SNL skits on YouTube? Then you've seen Saturday Night. The only question you should ask yourself is, do I want to see more of the same thing? Seriously, the picture would have sold like crazy as a discounted DVD, and I don't mean that in a negative sense. Some films are made for that distribution method. There is one thing worth noting though, and that's that we do have very good setups and payoffs. The script is well structured so that you're introduced to unusual sights or complaints in the first act, and hit with a punchline for a solid gag later in the film. The acting is also for the most part good, with a few notable moments. Cooper Hoffman as Dick Ebersol gets the closest to greatness for one fleeting moment when he lights a cigarette. You should watch Saturday Night just to see a Hoffman cigarette pull in the third act. I mean it, it was a thing of beauty. Corey Michael Smith as Chevy Chase does a great job with the Chevy fall. It was funny, just like it would be if the real McCoy had done it. Dylan O'Brien as Dan Aykroyd was a lot of fun too, and I really enjoyed his performance. Everybody else was quite forgettable. Not in the sense that they did a bad job, but in that they did exactly what you'd expect. There wasn't anything surprising or exciting to make you yippee with joy. A Reitman biopic is just more of the same stuff without anything particularly unique. There are no Scorsese flourishes like you get with his biopics. There's no nice way to say it, but it is the truth. Reitman is mid. Saturday Night is a movie which does not need to exist. The execution is prosaic. But you know what? I actually had fun. I did. I saw a 1-star review from The Guardian for Saturday Night, and I think that it was a little too harsh, but also completely understandable. This movie is disposable, uninspired, completely forgettable, and every other bad thing you can think of would probably apply here. But I do think it's entertaining. Again, we have a perfect film to buy for a few bucks from a discount DVD bin, and we seriously need to get back to that with a lot of these kinds of pictures because they'll be lost on streaming and certainly don't deserve a big theatrical release. So, I guess check it out on VOD, but try to get it for a bargain. Thanks for watching.
What is this?
That was kind of exciting.
We need to let the audience in.
Oh, you don't. What the hell is happening? What?
I'm not going to be able to protect you.
Just have to make it to air.